Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I assume you're all here for some more creepy TikToks, so let's have a look.
The strongest argument for us being in a simulation, probably being in a simulation, I think is the following. 40 years ago, we had Pong, like two rectangles and a dot. That was what games were. Now, 40 years later, we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. If you assume any rate of improvement at all, the games will become indistinguishable from reality. So given that we're clearly on a trajectory to have games that are indistinguishable from reality, and there would probably be, billions of such computers or set-top boxes, the odds that we're in base reality is 1 in billions.
Have you ever pondered the possibility that our reality is a mere simulation? It's a mind-bending concept that challenges our understanding of existence. As humans, we can only perceive a fraction of the universe's true nature, relying on concepts and tools to grasp its complexity. Technological advancements hint at the potential to simulate entire universes, raising the question, how would we know if we're not already living in one? Could we be creations of a far more advanced civilization, akin to gods in their technological prowess? Nick Bostrom's conditions for a simulated reality, including the ability to simulate consciousness and the assumption that technological progress will continue indefinitely, further fuel this speculation. If we are indeed living in a simulation, then the implications are profound. It would mean that our perception of reality, from the physical laws that govern our universe to the experiences we cherish, might all be artificially constructed. Consider the evolution of video games from simple 2D graphics to immersive virtual reality. Could our reality be the ultimate simulation? Are we merely players in a cosmic game? It's a tantalizing thought that challenges us to rethink the nature of our existence.
If human beings keep going, we definitely will create a simulation. It's just a matter of time. So if that's the case, how do we know that we're not in one already? And we really don't. Every day we go to sleep, and every day we wake up, and we assume and we have faith that all that stuff that we remember is really how life went on before we were awake. But we really don't know. According to probability theory, it's more likely that we're in a simulation.
Maybe that's true.
You're assuming that all of the stuff that you know and all the stuff that you experience is 100% real. We are within 100 years away from making something that's indiscernible from what we experience every day. And that's inevitable. Unless we get disrupted by nature, unless we get hit with an asteroid or start a nuclear war, it's inevitable that technology reaches a point where simulation's possible.
Is our reality a simulation? A physicist has come forward and said yes, reality is a simulation, and he has actual evidence to prove it. The concept of the simulation theory is really nothing new at this point, but I'm not talking about James Gates or Neil deGrasse Tyson. Physicist Melvin Hobson says he has evidence that proves we are in fact living in a simulation. But again, the inevitable question of who is running the simulation came up, and this physicist could not say the word. This has happened time and time again. They start bringing up evidence that reality was in fact created and didn't happen naturally. They avoid the question completely and just move on with the conversation. Check this out.
What I really did is to discover a new law of physics. Call this the second law of information dynamics. This is in analogy to the second law of thermodynamics. And this tells us how everything evolves in the universe to the highest disorder and the lowest energy state. Any physical system and the entire universe tends to evolve into a specific way. But what I discovered that if you examine the entropy of information states, not physical entropy, just information states, it goes exactly in opposite direction to the physical entropy. So instead of what Boltzmann tells us it should increase over time, the information entropy decreases over time. In 1941, Claude Shannon, an American mathematician, he gave us the information theory. He gave us the unit of digital data, the unit of a bit, okay? And he gave us a formula, the information entropy formula, that gives us the most optimal compressed way of transmitting data or storing data, if you want, in a nutshell. And I found that the universe does this in everything. To computational processes and optimization and compression of data.
Okay.
So why would the universe do that unless it's a giant computer or maybe we live in a simulation?
But would the ramifications be, though? If you say we're in a simulation...
That's a good question, yeah.
Who is simulating us? Who runs the simulation?
The simulation hypothesis is a philosophical theory, okay? So I'm not doing philosophy. I'm not even speculating who is doing this, for what purpose, what's our role in the simulation.
That's not your
All
business,
I'm looking is like a deep scientific evidence to prove or disprove this.
No computer can build a universe capable of simulating the entire universe. Two reasons why I believe the universe is not a simulation. First, the calculational numbers are just incredible. No finite Turing machine can simulate the universe. And second, why would any super intelligent being simulate humans? I mean, if you think about it, most humans are kind of stupid. I mean, we do all sorts of crazy, stupid things, right? And we call it art. We call it humor. We call it human civilization. So why should an advanced civilization go through all that effort just to simulate Saturday Night Live?
Out of all the theories that I've come across and looked at over the years, I think simulation theory is possibly one of the most frightening ones that I've looked at. I think it terrifies me more that the fact that every time a scientist has gone to disprove this theory, to debunk it, they've come up with more questions and answers. They found things that sort of prove the theory rather than disprove it. One of the big ones is something I suggest you all go and look for, is the twin slit experiment. It's quite a fascinating experiment. It basically shows that certain particles do some things differently when they are observed, sort of suggesting they're unconscious. One other guy there on the video was talking about computers not being able to be able to have the power to create a universe. Through looking through research, the only way that you could have a computer that powerful enough to create its own universe is to have multiple Dyson spheres powering a computer. If you're not sure what a Dyson sphere is, it's basically a theoretical structure built around a star which harnesses 100% of its energy, its power, to create. It would be able to create these computers power. Obviously, at the moment, a Dyson sphere is only a theory. There have been certain things observed in space by with telescopes to suggest that there could be these Dyson spheres out there. But one of his arguments that computers couldn't be able to process this power to create a universe. If it was to work, I think the only way it would work is similar to a video game, where you don't render all the pixels everywhere at once. You just render what you can see within a certain field of vision. The rest of it is sort of smaller pixels. So it's not quite as detailed in the background. I think that might suggest the way a rendered universe would work. It could explain why everything is so far away from us. The vastness of space is because we're not supposed to see beyond our own field of vision, maybe. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's always kind of frightened me, this theory that nothing that we do or see or feel is real at all. I think it's quite a horrible thought, really. And one of the things that is particularly scary is the thought that we could be a simulation from a simulation from a simulation. Could be countless. We could be at the very end, because obviously we haven't created our own simulations yet. One of the most frightening things that my theory is that if the people who were creating this experiment decided they didn't want to do it anymore, just switch us off. But another argument being, why would somebody create a simulation of humans, or humanity? I think if we are a simulation, then we would be created from ourselves. And I think the first thing you'd want to simulate is an ancient civilization and watch them evolve. I'm on the fence with this one, really. There's a lot of evidence to suggest there is, but there's a lot of evidence to suggest that we aren't. It's a hard one, but it's one I don't really, really want to believe in. But you just don't know. I've got a few videos on the next lot, which are sort of glitches in the matrix, as it were. So we'll take a look at those now.
I'm tripping. What the?
Someone has clearly been editing Lilo and Stitch, because this is the version of Lilo and Stitch I have where she clearly hides in a dryer. She is not in a cabinet with a pizza box on it. So I think someone's done some clever editing.
In the Matrix live, I'm moving closer to my front window where the sunlight would supposedly come in. But there's no sunlight coming in and hitting that light, right? So I'm holding my phone, I'm just gonna walk closer and closer, and as we walk closer, look at the reflection. Damn it, I had the phone plugged in. Look at the reflection. The lights are on. But the lights are not on.
There is a shadow on the sky. Is that even possible?
So I'm in the mall. This place, so coming to the mall makes me realize we're living in a simulation. Like, this can't be real. Like, you're telling me this place right here that has 2 people working in there, they're selling enough hats. They're selling enough hats just to pay 2 employees. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. It's not real.
Okay, I'm losing my mind. Can we look at this huge circle in the sky and then look at our sun with the rainbow around it? Then there's also a circle around that. This is wild. And then there's a huge circle. I am in awe.
It's 12:30 a.m. The birds have been going crazy for like the past month.
Have y'all seen this glitch yet? Yo, y'all gotta see this. This is in Los Angeles, California. I was just there. Now, I seen some weird stuff in LA, but this by far has got to be one of the weirdest. It's literally a glitch, y'all. She's not moving. Look, and you gotta see, there's a guy that comes right by her and it doesn't even phase her, y'all. She literally stands there for like a whole minute.
That's actually really concerning.
I don't know what's going on.
The only thing that's moving is the bag, y'all. Look at that. Look, the only thing that's moving is the bag.
Oh my god.
No, seriously, this is a glitch. Like, no one is standing that perfect face cross. I'm just being.
Look at this guy.
Bro, what's going on? Ooh. Now watch. Watch this guy come around. Watch this guy come around, and it doesn't even phase her. Watch this. Look at that, y'all. Bro, she doesn't even turn her head. Bro. Look. Oh my God, bro. This game is breaking down. Look at what the hell? Do you think her player dropped the remote, y'all? Cause you know we're in a video game. And this Matrix is getting weird more and more every single day, y'all. But let me know what you guys think about this video. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during this interesting time. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Let's get this shift. Peace in.
Now, I couldn't quite work out how that cloud, the shadow, was formed. That was quite a strange one. The light source should work the opposite way. That's quite an odd one. There's a few there of sort of people frozen. I've seen quite a few videos like that. That is a strange one. I've seen ones where birds have frozen in the sky. I've seen a few with planes, but they sort of are explainable if you're moving in a certain direction and the plane's moving in the other direction. It does kind of seem like the plane would be stationary. But the ones where people have just frozen, they are quite strange. I don't know whether it's some neurological thing where they just freeze. But yeah, they are strange, very strange.
Did this woman learn that we live in the Matrix? 33-year-old Erin Valenti was the CEO of a Utah tech company called Tinker Ventures and had recently won a partnership with a neural interface startup company in 2019. In October of that year, she was attending a refresher workshop in LA to better her skills to work with this other company. After the conference, she went to visit friends in Silicon Valley before flying back to Salt Lake City, but she never made it home. You see, on the night before her disappearance, after having dinner with a friend, she was unable to find her rental car. She called her family to let them know that she was going to miss her flight home. She eventually found the car, but according to her husband and mother, each time they called to check in, she sounded more and more erratic and out of character. The last words that she said in fear to her family were, "It's all a game. It's a thought experiment. We're in the Matrix." After this, her family couldn't get a hold of her. 5 days went by, and the police had no luck finding any sign of Erin. But in a strange turn of events, her friend found her rental car only a couple streets away from where she went missing. Erin's lifeless body was still inside. The cause of death was a mystery, as there was no sign of foul play, use of substances, or that she had taken her own life. But was something else going on? Did she learn the true nature of our reality and couldn't handle it? Or was she taken out because she learned the truth? Although the official autopsy report determined that she had died of natural causes following a manic episode, many people still wonder.
This one's quite a sad story of this woman, Erin Valenti. I've read about her a couple of times. She was obviously a very intelligent person. She's obviously doing very well with her job. Very clever person. Her firm, I've read, were getting into sort of neuro implants and things like that, which is quite an interesting thing that she's saying about we're all part of the Matrix. I think she's either had some sort of mental breakdown, I don't know, maybe stress or something like this. Obviously, quite a high-powered job. Or she has found something out that we all don't know. But yes, it's a strange story that I don't think is ever going to be solved, as she's not with us anymore, sadly. But yeah, it is a quite sad story. But yeah, her last words, obviously, to her family were quite horrifying. And yeah, sad that we'll never get to understand what she was talking about.
I've invented a new form of flight, tangential flight, the ability to fly around your own center of mass, something they've never been able to do. And you don't hear anything about it.
Explain what it does?
Tangential flight. It means right now, fixed-wing aircraft, you can go in 4 degrees of direction. They go up, down, some can go forwards and backward, backwards and right to left. But this is able to spin around its own center of mass, completely spin around its own center of mass. People are able to do it by falling, but this is a sustained system. Because this is the geometry of hydrogen, any bond that hydrogen can make, linchpin can make, and what they're basically doing is building the periodic table.
Terrence Howard there. I only really know him from a few films. The biggest one is probably the first Iron Man film, where he was played War Machine. But tough one, this. He's either an absolute genius or total lunatic. I've not decided yet. A lot of his videos, he just talks about things that I can't work out. I can't understand myself. He's either really tapped into something or he's lost it. I can't work it out. I think he's a clever man. Don't get me wrong. I think he's very clever. But is he talking sense? Is he talking nonsense? I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, some of the stuff in a few of the videos I've seen of him he's talking about mathematics in a lot of his videos. He's doing a lot of sort of seminars and things, so he's doing quite well out of this. But he's sort of pondering the question of 1 times 1, how can it equals 1, and things like this. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye out for some more videos. There are quite a few floating around of him, so I think if anyone else would like to see some more of him, I'll put some more up there because his ideas are out there really. But it's interesting to watch. More UFO videos there. It's hard to tell with a few of them. The one that was filmed in Bournemouth in the UK, it's always nice to see some filmed in the UK. I think it was too far away to tell really what it is. Could be a balloon flying that high, you just don't know. The one where it's the mothership in the clouds, whether that's fake or not, I'm not sure, but what a great shot. That was fantastic with the lightning. Hopefully it's real, but you never know. But I just thought it was a great shot. It looked like a sort of a film shot, to be honest with you. But yeah, it was good. But yeah, these seems to be more and more every day, which is good for the channel, so I can show you. But yeah, some great ones. Anyway, I'm going to wrap that one up for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please leave a like. Please leave a comment if there's anything you want to see. Subscribe. It'd be great if you could subscribe. And yeah, hopefully see you on the next one.